In 2000, 9-year-old Asha Degree went to sleep in her bed in Shelby, North Carolina, and then walked out alone into a February storm at 3 in the morning with her school backpack on, spotted by two separate drivers on Highway 18, with 2 years of searches, cadaver dogs, and a full FBI investigation turning up nothing. And that is the problem. Asha Degree was 9 years old. She was quiet, obedient, and described by everyone who knew her as the kind of child who did not take risks. She had never run away. She had never wandered. She was afraid of the dark. Valentine's Day weekend, 2000. Her family had attended a basketball game that evening. Her parents, O'Brien and Equana Degree, put both kids to bed around 10:30. Asha shared a room with her brother. There was nothing unusual about the night, no argument, no phone call anyone could trace, no note. Her brother woke at some point and saw her in her bed. Then he went back to sleep. Sometime between midnight and 3 in the morning, Asha got up, packed her school backpack, and walked out the front door. At approximately 3:15 a.m., a driver heading south on Highway 18 saw a small girl walking along the roadside. He slowed down. She turned around and walked into the tree line. He drove on. He did not stop. He did not call anyone. A second driver going the same direction saw the same girl near the same stretch of road shortly after. He slowed as well. Same thing, she turned, moved off the road, disappeared into the trees. He kept driving. Highway 18 runs through open farmland and dense Carolina woodlands. It was raining. The temperature had dropped into the 30s. A 9-year-old girl walked more than a mile from her house in the dark, in the rain, heading south on a state highway, and at some point she stopped being visible to anyone. That was the last confirmed sighting of Asha Degree. Her parents reported her missing the morning of February 14th. The search began within hours and expanded fast. Law enforcement, volunteers, dogs, they worked the full corridor along Highway 18. They searched the woods on both sides of the road. They checked nearby structures, wells, drainage culverts. The cadaver dogs found nothing. The woods along that route were not large. There was nowhere particularly deep to disappear. Investigators traced the path she most likely walked and worked outward. They found not a single physical trace of Asha along that entire stretch. No clothing. No footprints that survived the rain, no sign of a struggle, no blood, no fiber on any fence or branch, no witness who saw a car stop. No one who heard anything. 2 weeks after she vanished, searchers found a pencil and a marker inside a shed near the highway, roughly 1.5 miles from her house. They were hers, but Asha was not there and nothing else was. The most logical explanation was abduction. She was seen turning away from a slowing car twice, which suggested a third car, one nobody saw, stopped after those witnesses passed and Asha got in. That would explain why she disappeared from a road and left no trail on foot. A vehicle changes the geometry of a search entirely. She could have been anywhere within driving distance by sunrise. But that theory requires something to be true. It requires Asha to have been going somewhere. Walking at 3 in the morning in a storm is not a random act. She left with a packed bag. She had a destination. She turned back from the cars that slowed for her. Think about that. If Asha were fleeing something at home or trying to reach somewhere she wanted to be, a car offering a ride would be the fastest path to either. But both times a driver slowed, she moved away, into the trees. She was not trying to get a ride. She was trying not to be seen. Her parents were interviewed at length. Investigators found no abuse, no trauma, no incident of any kind they could locate. Her school reported nothing. Her friends reported nothing. She had not told a single person she was leaving or why. No search of her room produced a note, a map, a name, a drawing, nothing to suggest she had been planning this. And then there is the candy. In her backpack, Asha had packed Valentine's Day candy, school supplies, a change of clothing. A child packed for a destination, not for escape. She expected to arrive somewhere. Nobody knows where that somewhere was. In 2001, 14 months after she vanished, a construction crew in Bucksville, South Carolina, found a backpack buried under a shed. Inside, wrapped in plastic, was Asha's clothing. Bucksville is 35 miles from Shelby. Someone carried her belongings across a state line and buried them deliberately. That is not the act of a stranger who grabbed a child from a dark road. That is concealment that required time, planning, and effort. Her backpack was found. She was not. The FBI still classifies the case as open. No suspect has ever been charged. No remains have ever been found. No one has ever offered a credible account of what Asha was walking toward that night. She packed candy for Valentine's Day. Who was she bringing it to?